Prepare now. Bitcoin astrology forecast for April 2024. Good morning and good evening, crypto astronauts, depending on where you're tuning in from in this beautiful world, and welcome back to the Bitcoin and crypto paradise. Now, first off, this is not financial or investment advice. This is intended only for entertainment and educational purposes only. Now, let's take a look at the astrology that we have right here. This is where we are at, and I am going to put the time clock on here. And as you can see, as we head into April, the moon will be coming around the Earth here, and we'll get between the Earth and the sun, and that it will create this total solar eclipse. And many are viewing this eclipse in Texas, and that will be a beautiful, beautiful experience. I'm pretty bummed I'm not gonna be able to make that one, but this is what it's gonna look like. The moon is right in front of the sun. We also have Mercury. Mercury's heading into retrograde. So by this eclipse, Mercury will already be in retrograde. Now, there's also some things that I'm gonna talk about with the Bitcoin astrology that is potentially related to that. But you know, Mercury retrograde is a good time to reflect. It's not a good time to sign contracts and move major projects forward or make major decisions or get married or maybe not necessarily even buy a house or move into a new place. But it also creates some disturbances in communications. Definitely with technology at times, that definitely happens with me. But we're gonna make the most of that. We also have at this time Mars conjuncting Saturn. And now Mars is going to exactly conjunct Saturn on April 10th. And we could see some events here. We could see, I mean, Saturn has been in Pisces for a while now, and Mars is coming into Pisces. We could see some events around regulations. Now, I really, really hope that the SEC does not call Ethereum a security. That would be a major, major challenge in the crypto markets, and that would not be good, guys. So we really got to be cautious. There's a lot of caution energy here. I mean, we have Mercury retrograde, we have Mars conjuncting Saturn. Saturn is the planet of caution, of limitation, of hard lessons in reality, in regulations from governments. So we got to be careful here, guys, and I really hope we're not going to see some crazy, nasty actions from the SEC like they have done in the past before. Now, we also have Neptune is also in Pisces. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. It's the ancient god of Poseidon, and sometimes the wrath of Poseidon is not super great. Now, I'm not saying it's guaranteed we're going to see negative events, but it's certainly possible. Now we have Venus was in Pisces, and it's going into Aries during this solar eclipse. And lastly, we also have this very, very significant. Let's move the time clock forward here. We have Jupiter. This is happening in April. Jupiter is going to exactly conjunct Uranus. So from the viewpoint of the Earth here, we are looking from the Earth, and Jupiter is going to be exactly over Uranus right now. And so that is very, very significant because Jupiter expands whatever it touches. Uranus is the planet of technology, of unexpected events, could even be Earth events, shifts in the tectonic plates. But this is the planet of crypto, of technology, Bitcoin. And so Jupiter expands whatever it touches. Now, this is a major, major reset with the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction here. So it could be like a reset. It could be almost a local peak in the market. And this kind of goes against what some other people are saying. You know, so many people are saying this is so bullish. Jupiter and Uranus, Jupiter's going to expand crypto, and crypto's just going to go gangbusters. But we need to also be cautious with all this energy from Saturn, like I was talking about. This could be, honestly, the next couple months could be a time where the markets are kind of peaking out. Now, I'm not saying that this is the end of the bull market, but we could get a local peak. Just like new moons, we typically, not all the time, but typically new moons, we see some sort of a peak, and then it resets, and then we get a pump on the full moon. So I'm just thinking we could get that with this energy. Now let's also look at the astrology on this chart here. So we're getting this Mars conjunct Saturn energy, potential hard lessons in reality, but Mars will really give us the energy that we need to get things done, to make plans, to move things forward in our lives, to break through challenges. So that's positive energy in that way specifically. Now then we're gonna have, this Mercury retrograde, and as we head forward into this month of April, let's see, Mercury is going to conjunct Chiron. We're getting a lot of this energy with Chiron. Now, Chiron is the wounded healer, so this is really a time for us to face our emotional wounds. And I know that's difficult for a lot of people out there, especially people in the Western world who don't focus a lot on their own internal healing. They would rather point the finger at something else that they're angry about, something outside of themselves. This is honestly really a time to go inwards, to face our wounds, our emotional inner child wounds. It's not uncommon for people to be feeling a bit uneasy, for difficult emotional experiences to come up, to have childhood kind of traumas that you might start coming back into your awareness, and you might be thinking, where is this coming from? Why am I facing this again? I thought I healed this, for those healers out there. But this is a time to kind of face new layers of the inner healing journey that we are all on, and to take responsibility for where your emotional wounds are, to get support, to meditate, go out in nature, to really self-care during this time. This is not necessarily a time to start something new. I mean, it's a lot of Aries energy, but with Chiron here, we might want to be kind of gentle to ourselves and make sure that we are aligned with our inner truth, and that we are facing those emotions that need to be felt before we take major steps forward in starting something new. Now let's talk about the Bitcoin astrology heading into April 2024. So first off, right before April, we have this very positive transit with Saturn sextile the Bitcoin sun. This is very positive. This is hitting in the next 12 hours or so, and we are seeing Bitcoin do quite well. It just pumped from the low 60s up to the 70s. We have the solar eclipse, which is coming up on April 8th. And during that time, we have a very positive transit here. We have Uranus trining the Bitcoin Saturn. Uranus is the planet of crypto and technology, making a good transit with the Bitcoin Saturn, the lessons of reality here, and the 3D. So that is good energy there for April, especially for Bitcoin. We also have very bullish Jupiter sextile the Bitcoin Uranus. That's happening on April 9th, around the time of the Saturn-Mars conjunction. So it's really, really, really good news that during this Saturn-Mars conjunction, we're getting this positive energy with Bitcoin. So there could be some world events at this time, yet maybe Bitcoin does very well and pumps on those events. It's certainly possible. One thing that's interesting is then heading towards the end of April, and then on May 2nd, we get a direct hit from this pretty negative Uranus squaring the Bitcoin Neptune. And what's very, very interesting is this is around almost the exact day of the Fed funds rate, when the Fed decides whether they are going to continue to tighten or to loosen the Fed funds rate. And so they're going to decide if they're going to pause like they have been doing, or if they're going to cut. And if they do cut, that could mark a major, major shift in the market. And I will keep you guys updated on that. But we could see a dump heading into the summer, possibly. Good news is, though, we have Jupiter trining the Bitcoin Saturn. Very positive transit on April 20th. So still staying strong. However, we then get another negative transit, Jupiter squaring the Bitcoin Neptune on April 23rd. So things might slow down a bit towards the end of April for Bitcoin and crypto. So I will keep a close eye on that and keep you guys updated on it. I want to make this quick announcement. Are you ready to maximize your profits? The very first Bali Retreat for Crypto Strategy and Mindset Mastery 2024. So this is happening on September 7th through 14th this year with me, with yours truly, and I'm going to be sharing all of my knowledge about the Bitcoin astrology, how I've been getting 90% accuracy for the last year and a half to predict whether Bitcoin's going up or down. At this retreat on the beautiful island of Bali, we're going to delve deep into the world of crypto and astrology, unlocking the secrets of the stars and the markets. We're going to engage in incredible personal development work like guided breathwork meditation and sound healing sessions in a pyramid down the road here. I kid you not. We're going to indulge in delicious food, connect with fellow conscious investors and traders. It's a great networking opportunity. Explore the beautiful island of Bali with majestic waterfalls and so much more value here, guys. Read this whole page, check out the videos, check out what people are saying, as well as the exclusive bonuses. I'm not going to go through all of this, but you have only 2 more days to get this special deal. I typically have 3 payment options here. There is a low income payment option. I wanted to make this available to people from all different walks of life. I know the last few years have been difficult for some people. Tier 2 is the fair payment option, and then the elite payment option is for those who want to have a high-end luxury experience. Now, if you check out this page in the next couple days, a pop-up should come up on your screen, and it is a one-time only opportunity to get all of this for a special deal, 35% off, and it's a full pay option of $1,850. That's it for 7 days, transformational, life-changing, incredible retreat in Bali. So for the next 2 days, you can get that incredible deal. All you got to do is scroll down to around this part of the page, and that should pop up. It's not popping up right now because it'll only pop up one time. You get that one-time deal. If it pops up, make sure to take advantage of that, take action, and sign up there, and you can get that incredible early bird rate and all of the bonuses. Okay, now let's jump into the charts. Let's look at the Bitcoin chart. This is on the monthly candles here. And so this month, as you can see, we have pumped from about 61,000 all the way up to, I mean, the peak was around 73,600. And now we've fallen back down to around 69,900. Now for the monthly close that's happening in a couple days here very soon, we want to close this month above this previous all-time high around 68,800 or 68,900. If we close above that level, then we are sitting very, very pretty to continue pumping up in April. Now here is the weekly chart for Bitcoin. The last couple weeks we hit the all-time high here, and then we dropped all the way down to, this is a healthy correction. We dropped down to 60,700 around there, and we are now pumping back up, and we are now above this dotted line, which is the previous all-time high in 2021. So we also want to close this weekly candle above that previous all-time high. Looking at the Bitcoin daily chart here, if we make a 50% line here from the peak to the bottom here, this green line is the 50% level, and we have, since the last couple weeks, we've headed up above this 50% level. So as long as we stay above here, we can't even bounce off of it like that, and we can, before we head back up. But we definitely want to stay above this level of 67,188. Okay, now this is the total crypto market cap. This is really interesting. So here are the Fibonacci lines here, the 50%, the 0.618, and so on. And so far we are sitting pretty above the 0.786. So that is very, very bullish. However, this is also historically a level of potential resistance. So we really want to continue getting through these levels as quickly as possible. And if we look at what happened in the last beginning of the bull market, this is what we saw when we headed up to this similar level right here. At first we got rejected. We got a nice little correction here. I want to show you a closer look. As if we look back here, when we got rejected, we did head down, but we headed down to this level, about 14%. We did not break below the 0.618 level, this one right here. So if we head back to where we are at in the markets right now, we also, ideally, we do not want to break below this level 0.618. And so far we are doing very well, as right here, we did not break below that. One thing that we definitely don't want to see is we don't want to go down like that and break through this level, this 0.618. We want to continue moving up, and ideally we want to shoot up within the next week. Now I want to take a look at the total 3, which is the altcoins, because it's excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so that is this main graph here. And then we look at the orange line here, and that is actually Bitcoin. So this is back in 2020, 2021, where Bitcoin hit, let me zoom in. This is where Bitcoin hit the all-time high around this area, and altcoins kind of actually went down for a bit before Bitcoin continued to go back up, and the altcoins hit the 50% level here. It took about 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks to get past this green line, this 50% level, before they just headed off and went off on a rampage. And Bitcoin actually took a stall. It corrected here, and then it went back up as altcoins continued to rampage. And altcoins actually continued to rampage at a more accelerated rate than Bitcoin, as you see them just continuing to go up and up and up. As Bitcoin, this orange line, Bitcoin kind of stalled out. If you look right here, as we remember back in 2021, Bitcoin just kind of bounced up and down for a while. And during that time, altcoins were going higher and higher and higher. There was this big correction, but then they went on one last mega peak right here. And if we take a look at this, this mega peak was right at the end when Bitcoin hit a lower low. It hit the high, it hit the all-time high here back in April 2021, and then we hit this lower low. Altcoins went on their absolute peak, and then Bitcoin just fell off a cliff. And if you guys remember, that was back in May into June 2021. If we look more closely on where we are at right now, we are typically, compared to 2021, the altcoins are around this 50% level before they're heading back up. And as you can see, Bitcoin was hitting this local peak here before a correction and before it headed up quite a lot further. And it actually kind of peaked out once it did that. Now, if we head towards where we are today, we look at this, like I was saying, the altcoins are sitting around this 50% level, and Bitcoin already got a little correction there. And so what we want to see is if we're going to repeat what we did back in 2021, we want to see things really start to go up now. We want to see Bitcoin start to go back up to around high 70s and even hit 80K. That would be very, very bullish for the altcoins. The altcoins then could continue to go on a much higher rampage like they did back in 2021. Now, a couple things that are a bit concerning, because I like to have a balanced mindset in this market. I don't want to be super, super crazy euphoric at the top, because that's literally typically when the best time to sell is. But I'm looking right here at the crypto fear and greed index. When we are at all-time highs with absolute greed in the markets, that's typically times that we want to start thinking about selling. Maybe start thinking about selling in the next few months. We just hit a super peak here back in basically this whole month through March. We have been peaking out, well, almost peaking out as much as we did back in 2021. And so, guys, I gotta say, have a balanced mindset. We might want to think about taking some profits in the next couple 3 months or so. And I'm definitely thinking about that. I definitely took 10% profits already, because I just want to de-risk all of the money that I have in crypto, okay? Another very, very interesting thing to note is that the Fed is going to decide whether they are going to continue pausing rates or if they are going to cut. Now, it's a 95% chance right now that they are going to continue to pause on May 1st. However, one thing that's very interesting is that if we look at the Bitcoin astrology, what do we have coming up around that date? We have this Uranus squaring the Bitcoin Neptune. This is not very good energy. This is on May 2nd. So we could potentially see a market shift. And could we potentially even see on May 1st, the Fed cutting rates? That's interesting. It's a possibility we could see some unexpected events happen around this time. This is also when Uranus is conjuncting Jupiter, and Uranus is the planet of to expect the unexpected. Now, this is energy where we could fall prey to deception, either our own self-delusion or someone else's. So this time can be tense and unsure about exactly what is going on. So could we be seeing some world events that are causing a lot of confusion, particularly in the world of crypto and with the topic of Bitcoin? We will see, guys, but so far things are looking pretty for Bitcoin and crypto, looking bullish as we head into this blue line here is when we have this total solar eclipse. Take a look at my previous video specifically about the solar eclipse to learn more about that and what could be in store for the Bitcoin and crypto markets. Definitely like this video. If you like what I'm sharing here, subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, you gotta hit that subscribe. Definitely join me on this incredible journey, and check out this Bali Retreat page in the links below, and you can scroll down through this page and learn all of the information. Check out the FAQ at the very bottom where I answer some of the questions I've been receiving. I have already gotten 3 signups, guys, and so we are filling this retreat quickly. It's in September. We have a lot more time to fill this retreat. There's going to be 8 to 10 people, so we literally only have 7 more spots, and they're going to be going fast. So get that early bird rate, and thanks so much for watching this video, guys, and I will see you on the next one.